There's your Foam Beetle. This is a great pattern to use once the terrestrials start hitting the water. Welcome back to another episode of tying some fly patterns here on the Chasing Feathers Fly Company YouTube page. I appreciate you checking in and everything like that. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It helps me out quite a bit. So today, what we're going to be tying a size 14 Foam Beetle. Around here, terrestrial season is starting to kick in pretty good, and we all know when those trout hit those dry flies and topwater bites, there's just nothing more fun. So let's get into this and tie this up for you. All right, let's get started on this super easy pattern to tie. So what we're doing, we're using a size 14 Daiichi. The style number is 1110 on this one, and I'm using a 6/0 Semperfli thread. And we're just going to lay down a nice thread base all the way back. Get rid of our tag there. Finish this off here a little bit. You don't want to go all the way into the bend. Go to about where the barb would be there. All right, so I have a pre-cut piece of foam here. I'm going to butt this one up because it's actually pre-cut for a size 12 hook. That's kind of the nice thing with foam, is that you can go a couple sizes bigger. And remember, you don't want to go too tight at first. You just want to try to trap it. Keep that foam up on top there. You don't want anything, you don't want it to spin. And once you get down here, pull it down, get her nice and tight. And then just work your way back. Watch your hook point there. Great way to have to tie your thread back on. All right, so then what we're going to do, we're going to use some dubbing. Now I got some synthetic here, and I'm using what is called a Muppet color. It's purple. We all know trout like to see that purple. That nice high UV color there. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a here, dubbing hook right there. And then we're going to run this up just a little bit. Put a little half hitch in there, saving my work that's there already. Plus it makes life easier when I get ready to use the rotary part here. All right, so the type of thread I'm using, it's already waxed. It doesn't hurt to throw a little bit of extra wax on to help with it. And normally I would, but somehow misplaced my wax here tonight. As you can see, this stuff, it's just sitting on here real nice. Don't be afraid to get a little thick with this, because all this is just for a little attraction underneath. So you want that kind of bugginess and that brightness showing up underwater. Okay. Trap that in there real good. All right, we're just going to give that a spin. And the trick with this, you don't want to get it too tight that you break your thread, but you want it tight enough that it keeps it on there. So then what you're going to do, take your little Velcro brush here, and brush some of that out, get some of those loose strands out. And don't worry about some of this longer stuff. We're going to trim that at the end anyways. Okay. Now let's spin that up on there. And you're going to kind of do like some touching wraps and stuff like that. Every now and then fan it back. You don't want to get it up too much on the hook eye there. You can see it looks like I probably got a little too much, but that's all right. Like I said, I like these nice and buggy. That looks pretty good. All right, so bring your thread back around, work your way back up. And then we're going to trap in here. You got any loose ones coming in like that, go ahead and don't be afraid to pull them back. Again, so 2 times on that. Tribber dubbing loop off. And I'm just going to lay down some thread here just to pull back some of that dubbing that got a little forward on me. Okay. Now, we're going to bring your beetle body forward. And what you're going to do, just take a nice kind of loose wrap, give it a little tug. Second one. Go. And then I like to throw these little ciders on here so I can see them a little bit better. So we're going to do 2 reps on that again. There we go. Bend your head up, lay down some thread, and then to make my life easier, I just like to do a half hitch on these. And it helps if you got a nice half hitch tool. Put a couple more in there. That dude ain't going nowhere. So you can see we're pretty much done here except for a little bit of trim work. So first we'll trim our little cider off. Like that is good. Yeah. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that what you're using as your cider is more narrow than your actual body. You don't want this causing any kind of shadow or anything like that, so always make sure it's a much thinner strip. But you also want to be able to see it. So I'm going to trim this bottom off here too. Just kind of clean it up a little bit. Don't have to get too crazy. And there you have it. There's your Foam Beetle. This is a great pattern to use. Once the terrestrials start hitting the water, you can use it with a dropper. It's always a great rig to throw, or you can use this alone. Trout can't resist them though. They love them. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it, guys.